Hey guys, so my topic was to investigate how bullying affects students. This is like an early education class, but like I wanted to like evolve this around any age. So basically, my background is I work with children with autism in applied behavioral analysis, and I was doing some research on kids with disabilities and found out that like these children are targeted to be like bullies a victim because like they are different. So I did some research and I found like a lot of activities were focused on like trying to be proactive rather than like waiting for bullying to happen. Like, and I think that's a great source in trying to figure out like how like my child or like in my classroom or like a parent trying to figure out like what I can do to prevent this because no child or parent wants like them to go through this because like bullies can be horrible. And what I found was for what I wanted to do for my topic was I just wanted to do something that was like real to the students so that they're able to like have like a group or like a youth group that they can go to or like a school where they select certain children that they know that like are targets or even like pick children that who aren't that they just think are atypical and throw them in a group that discusses like what they've experienced through bullying and I'm sure there's can be like variety of answers and especially for the younger kids like they can do like a pre teaching of like what bullying is if they don't understand but I think this is the best way to like get to children because you can talk about scenarios but until it comes to like your own experience like you're not going to be able to realize like this is what actually bullying is like this affects like my mental human being be able to interact with my friends my family and I think that will be the great like response and I feel having this connection with like other peers or even like coworkers that are among like this group that they're in they should be able to like identify like what's happening like what the problem is and then I think the second like most important thing would be to go get help and then they from there should be able to talk about it and then implement a plan and their plan should be trying to involve other parents like depending what grade it is as well or trying to talk out the situation or like even if situations were really bad to go talk to the principal and like knowing that like their school is supportive of them and I think this is really big because a lot of kids who do get bullied for even small things that you don't think that matter like they need to understand like the support is always going to be there for them. So what I learned from like doing this activity, especially like when I was doing the interviews, I was lucky enough to talk to a family who has like a diagnosis of autism and they just talked about how like their son was so severely bullied and like their school wasn't they didn't have any sort of like proactive system nor do they have any kind of group that they could talk to individually because there's always going to be children who are bullied in school but they have nobody to talk to and they feel so alone and I feel a lot of them like can get depressed and like what I did research was like children like even commit suicide and we've had like recent documents of even Amanda Todd, and it's really heartbreaking to hear, like even as a community. And I think like the reason why my situation of like having children and like trying to identify steps and like work out a plan would be the best because this is something that's real and it's not something that you're talking about that doesn't relate to you and once it relates to you you'll really be able to step in and be like okay this is what I need to do and I think proactive activities are great because it gives you like an awareness, but until it happens to you, you can't decide that, and that's why I think this is the best scenario.